Hello everybody, welcome to Ottobiano in Italy. It's round 11 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. This is the Fiat Fullback Professional MXGP of Lombardia, and yeah, just past the halfway stage on what is going to be a very, very hot weekend here. Got an action-packed studio show for you today on mxgptv.com. Of course, our first guest is already in place, Brian Berger from HSF Logistics Motorsport. We've also got Dirk Grubel coming in. We'll be joined by Malcolm Stewart a little bit later on. Jeff Emig will be co-presenting with me a little bit later on as well, and we'll finish the show with Jose Boutron. But before we go anywhere, time to introduce my regular co-presenter here, Miss Lisa Leyland. Lisa, one part Leyland this week.
Yeah, I know. That's okay.
It's a brief one.
Yeah, I'll just pass through and that's it.
No problem. But here we are in Italy.
Yeah.
Going to be a hot one, isn't it?
It is so hot, isn't it? It's a little, well, it's like Mantova last year. It was really, really warm, but it's not a bad thing. You can work on your tan.
I'll
all
try.
Good. Positives.
All right. Well, look, let's move on with the show. We've got a lot to cram in today because two guests in the second segment. But our first guest, Brian Berger, is already in position, as you can see. Brian, welcome to Italy and Ottobiano. 9th in the championship points in MX2. Are you happy with that, or were you expecting more? Because you finished 6th in the championship last year.
Yeah, it's not what I expected. I expected more. I wanted more, but. Yeah, it's the way how it goes now, and we need to deal with it. But I'm happy, like in Russia, that I had the podium, and we are like the results getting better again. Because in the beginning of the season it was not really what I wanted. But yeah, now here in Ottobiano it's really hot, but it's sandy, and I'm just really looking forward to this weekend.
Well, like I say, not really happy, but I guess that's the surprising thing. Really, is Indonesia. You know. 3rd in the second race. We saw that. We thought, okay, here we go. Nice confidence-building mood and confidence-building race. Thought from there, your championship was going to, it was only the second round, but thought the championship was going to sort of really take off. But it didn't quite happen, did it? But a great ride in Indonesia, by the way.
Yeah, it was in... It was the same as in Russia. It was muddy. I think I enjoyed it or something. I don't know, but...
But since then, I guess you expected, you know, to really...
Maybe I expected too much, but yeah, we really worked hard for it, really hard. But yeah, then I got some problems with, I think, a little bit with the mind, some problems with the bike, and also in practicing. And I think that's a little bit the thing how it went to. Worse and worse.
Yeah, I was going to ask, you know, was it health, was it crashes, was it... But you've covered it there. Just a lot of things, and it makes a big difference.
Yeah, there was like a lot of things happened, and then yeah, when it's not correct in the mind, it's not possible. It felt a little bit that I was like in the comfort zone, and I needed to be in the effort zone, and I'm thinking that I'm getting back in the effort zone. And
okay.
How frustrating has it been for you? Because I guess in your mind, you know you should be fighting for the podium.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. Yeah. It's yeah, you can't imagine how bad you can feel about it. But yeah, it's a thing about motocross. You know, it can happen. You see, also with Jeffrey, it didn't went how we wanted, I think. But yeah, we need to deal with it. It's just focus on the next race and go again 100% for it.
Well, let's talk about Russia. Despite the conditions, like you said, you made it on the podium. 2nd in race 2, 3rd overall. That must have been a sense of relief for you. Yeah,
it felt amazing. It was really nice to get back on the podium again. But on Saturday, when the track was in good conditions, the speed was also good, and. I think I just felt the whole weekend really comfortable. So I think that's also why I was riding good in the mud.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, he woke up and thought he was in Indonesia again.
Yeah, but I think this was the worst one.
Yeah.
Because really also with that first race with the rain, it was not possible to ride with the goggles on. And
what was difficult about it? Was it because the rock underneath made it really slippery as well?
The rocks and the ruts, you know, there came ruts and they were like really hard. Yeah. So it was also really difficult to follow them. But
worth it in the end, though. Look at that.
that's nice.
You didn't even get covered in mud. Look at that nice white HSF Logistics Motorsport race turret.
Yeah.
Spotless.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got some questions. Well, one question for you on social media, and this one's from Ghost Writer, and he says, is there more pressure in MX2 since Hurling's moved up to MXGP? Because now more riders can win GPs, races, and titles, including you.
For sure. Because, yeah, what you said, Hurling's moved on. And I think a lot of riders get like the idea van, oh, no, Hurling's is gone, I can win. So it's not that no, Hurling's is gone, it's the level is lower, but everybody is like, I think, more hard works for it.
Yeah,
you know, it's because what you said, like maybe 5 guys as the idea I can win.
Yeah.
So and they really want it, and you see the battles. It's like, yeah, I think it's more difficult than last year and 2 years ago.
All right, almost out of time. Because we are here, I know you've ridden this place before, but impressions of the track for the Grand Prix this weekend, really quick. Is this going to be more your style?
For sure.
Yeah.
But I just gonna enjoy the weather and make the best of it.
All right, don't put too much sun cream on because you're not here to catch a tan. Brian Berger, thanks for joining us in here, HSF Logistics Motorsport. We'll catch up with him over the weekend, of course. Before we go any further, though, let's catch up with what happened in Russia 2 weeks ago. Here's some of the highlights from MX2 Race 2. Thank you.
After the rain of race 1, the sun came out and the track was starting to dry out, which meant there was a definitive race line starting to appear by the end of the race. But once again, it was Jorge Prado on the Red Bull KTM who crossed the Foxhole shot line. That's 8 now for the young Spaniard. Hunter Lawrence went down on the exit of turn 1 on the Suzuki, but Thomas Kjær-Olsen, the winner from race 1, crashed his Rockstar Energy Husqvarna and would not rejoin the race. Brian Bogus led briefly, but then it was Prado who took over the lead, and these two on the opening lap just battled bar to bar and side by side. Both wanted the clean track, and it was Brian Bogus on the HSF Logistics Motorsport KTM who came out on top. Vattarell came out from nowhere on the Khmer Yamaha to get himself into second, and then he took over the lead, but it didn't last long. He fell down the boggy pit lane straight. He remounted right at the back, and he would suffer again later on. Bogus led. Stewart got himself into second. A bobble there for Jonas. Briefly allowed Hunter Lawrence to go through as Vattarell got stuck once more. He dug deep though, quite literally. Got himself back to 12th by the time the checkered flag fell for vital World Championship points. Stewart made his move on Bogus as the Dutchman made a mistake on the treacherous pit straight. That was lap 8, and Stewart into the lead. Brian Bogus was never too far behind though. Julian Lieber, well, he had an up and down race, and despite 1 or 2 falls, managed to bring his LRT KTM home in 5th. But it was a win for Jeremy Stewart and Suzuki World MX2. Brian Bogus came home 2nd, Jonas was 3rd, Prado 4th, Lieber was 5th, but the overall belonged to Jonas with a 2nd and a 3rd. Stewart was 2nd, and Bogus was 3rd. He was on the podium for the first time in 2017 and the first time since Assen 2016 at his home Grand Prix. Paul Jonas, though, on the top step of the podium. For the 5th time this year, he now has a 45-point advantage over Jeremy Stewart heading into Ottobiano.
Well, that was Russia. That was 2 weeks ago. And as you can see, we've had a change of presenter and a change of guest. We've got Dirk Grubel in here, team manager and technical director as well at Rebel KTM Factory Racing MX2. But also Jeff Emig is standing in now for the rest of the show in place of Lisa Leyland. Jeff, just really quickly, welcome to Italy.
Good to be back.
Going to also be in Portugal as well. Joining me here on the studio show and in commentary. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, two MXGP weekends for me over here to be a guest and see some racing. I mean, it's the racing has been so competitive this year, right? A lot of, especially in the MX GP class. So really looking forward to that.
Okay, we'll talk about that more in the next segment with our next guest. But we'll crack on with the show here because time is of the essence because Dirk Grubel, of course, MX2 practice goes at 11:30. He doesn't want to miss a lap of that for very obvious reasons. But welcome to Ottabiano. Things are looking good at the moment for Red Bull KTM Factory Racing in MX2. And I guess it has done right from the very first round. Is there anything you would have done differently, or is there anything you would change at the moment?
No, well, actually, we had a good go last year in the beginning, but Pauls went a bit on the wild side, and he paid a high price for it with his big crashes. This year is a complete different guy. He's calmed down. He's riding really strong, and if he can't win, he doesn't go for the win. He just settles for second or third place, and maximum points. That's his goal for each weekend, and so far he achieved a lot with that, and that's why he's having the red plate.
Well, you just mentioned Pauls there. Seems to have picked up where Jeffrey Hurling's left off last year. 5 Grand Prix wins, that's 50%. You know, we've had 10 rounds.
Yes.
He's won on everything, hasn't he? He's won in the dark, the opening round. He's won in the sand on the hard pack. He's won in the mud as well.
Yeah, he's an overall good guy by now. You know, it comes with the years, and in the first year he was pretty good in sand since he's from Latvia. He grew up in that ground a bit. It's similar if somebody's from Holland or Belgium. But no, now he can ride everywhere, and he's everywhere also he's capable to win, and he's showing that strength, and he's also strong in the head, and the mindset is just there, and he sees the big picture, and that's what he's going for.
Obviously, yeah, go on.
Yeah, so you've got Jonas that's kind of in the middle of his 250 career here, but you've also had success with Jorge Prado winning his first GP this year. That had to be a big boost for the team also.
Oh, yes. I mean, he's a similar stage as Pauls was in 2 years ago.
Yeah. This was a big moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's very talented, but already in Argentina, you could tell he could go for the win, and he was challenging his teammate. And yeah, in Arco, he really said, "Today I'm going to do it." And yeah, at the beginning we thought, "Holy moly, how he's going to do that?" Because he's really fast in sand, but in hardpack is still his downside and is a little bit this weak point. But he proved us wrong, and his very first GP won on a really hardpack in the stony ground of Arco.
Yeah, like you said, we saw him in Argentina where it was just he already showed that he's ready, but that was another thing there, wasn't it, in Arco di Trentino, where consistent in both races. He got his first race winners as well as his first podium, so even more impressive.
Yeah. So that's your 250 riders. Let's talk about Jeffrey Hurlings for a bit, right? A lot of expectations coming into MXGP, and it's almost like he's had 2 different types of championship this year. The beginning was really rough, and now the last 5 races, things have gone much better. Why the switch?
Well, if anybody would have seen him, let's say in the preparation time, December, January, when we've been out in Sardinia and also here in Italy and stuff, you would have really put him on the top spot right away. But then, unfortunately, on this track here, he had a big crash because he grabbed the handful and just the bike and the track just kicked back, and he broke his bone in the hand, and that was a huge setback for him. I mean, Jeffrey really can deal with pain and also with injuries, but somehow, like you said, the switch went the wrong way. And he struggled from the first day on in Qatar. He battled through it, but then from Qatar on, it was more or less a downward spiral. Every weekend it got worse. So he tightened up more, and it just was not
riding. Would you say that was more like mental, like not...
Both. I mean, that hand was not... Sometimes he had like it looked like a turtle sitting under his glove there. So yeah, for sure that hand bothered him a bit, but also mentally. And he went a little bit too optimistic maybe into that class. As you see how tight the racing is this year, everybody's really on top of his game. And it's been a while that I've seen he's so competitive. That also was not working in his favor. It's a tough battle, but he fought it back, and every week is improving, and we get there.
All right. Almost final question, but he looks like he's back on track at the moment. Is the title over for him, though? Based on what he's had to go through for 2 years in MX2, I guess nothing is over, is it?
I mean, he lost titles with 150 points in front.
Yeah.
So for him, it's not over till the last race the checkered flag is down. That is clear.
All right. Well, look, we are out of time. And I know you want to go and get ready for MX2 free practice.
Thanks,
but
Jeff.
Dirk Grubel, thanks for joining us in here.
Thanks, Paul.
Dirk Grubel, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing MX2. Good luck with the guys this weekend, including Jeffrey, of course. Right. Do you want to see how you can win with Fiat and MXGP this weekend? Take a closer look at this. So this weekend here at the Fiat Professional Fullback MXGP of Lombardia, you get the chance to win with MXGP and Fiat. All you need to do is answer this. Which MXGP rider is the Fiat Professional Ambassador? What is the official vehicle of the FIM Motocross World Championship? And play the quiz, and you get the chance to win 2 MXGP passes. You also get a Fiat Professional kit, which includes a sweatshirt, a T-shirt, and a cap. MXGP 3, the official motocross video game, and also 2017 access to www.mxgptv.com. So that's all you have to do. So what are you waiting for? Go over to our homepage, mxgp.com, or go and follow us on Facebook, and all the info is there. Good luck with that, and well, we'll be announcing the winners soon.
Yeah.
Anyway, our next guest is in. Malcolm Stewart, all the way from the USA, of course, 2016 250cc East Coast Supercross champion.
First time here in Italy.
First time here in Italy. I can say pizza's good.
Well, he joins us now, of course. First of all, what are you here for? A little bit far from home.
Yeah, I actually stopped at the Grenade shop and just to see how the boots are made, and it's pretty cool. You know, got the tour in and just came over here. It's not too far away, so coming to see the GPs and. You know, it's never seen sand like this before, so well, it's a little different than Southwick.
Well, we were talking just outside before we came on air, and you said it's a lot deeper than Southwick, that's for sure. But you've been to Lommel. You've been to a few places as well.
This isn't the deepest sand, trust me.
No?
Lommel, no. Valkenswaard and Lommel up in Belgium and those areas, that it's bottomless.
Yeah, and there are deeper tracks as well. Lirop is another one that springs to
yeah.
mind. A place we used to race, Lichtenvoorde, you know, all the same bottomless. And
so it's got Florida beat then.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. But you know,
Dade City in there.
Oh yeah.
But we've seen you in Europe in the off season, riding some of the arena, you know, the winter supercross and stuff like that. Obviously, you enjoy coming to Europe. You know, what are some of your favorite experiences at the moment?
I mean, so far I like to travel. So I mean, you know, so far. Just, you know, even driving through Italy just to come through here, this town, it's crazy to see the buildings and stuff like that. So I'm always been like a tour guy, you know. Like every time I went to Paris and you know, Lille and Switzerland and stuff like that. So it's cool for me, you know. It's just different experience, and you know, if you have the opportunity, man, I don't like passing things up.
No. But in terms of you know, sort of being here and all the rest of it, you know, what are you making of it so far? Because I know you're in Charlotte. Was it Charlotte you were at last year?
Charlotte was that was like the first GP I actually really attended to, and
and obviously with that being a flyway, it's a little bit different setup.
So this is like my real real MVP one. So but no, it's cool. So far I'm loving it. Just it's the different setups, the trucks, and you know how they do things over here, and it's cool. And on top of that, I mean, back in the day in the States, they used to race 2 days as well with Jeff. I remember back in the day. So the fact that they do it 2 day, and it's pretty cool, you know, bring it back like that. So so far, my experience is pretty cool.
Well, let's switch gears. We've got some questions off of social media here. Hans Jonassen says, who would you pick to represent Team USA at this year's Motocross of Nations in England right now?
I think Baggett's actually going pretty fast right
now.
Sure. Baggett, you don't. Eli's, you got to think about Eli. Eli's I was out there, and
so who you put on the 250? That's where it gets that's where it's a little broader base, right?
I would like to see Osborne. You know, he's been here, you know, in the past. So I like to see Osborne, but you know, you can't doubt either Martin. So. I don't know. It's a tough question, man, because the lights class is all over the place. So there's a lot of tough guys.
It's a good team, though.
Yeah, it's a good. I mean, we have a top 5 guys in 450 and 250 that has easy chance to bring home.
And we've got another question here as well. Marco Durink. Obviously, this is U.S. Nationals related. What's going on, in your opinion, between Blake Baggett and Eli Tomac? Because it seems to think that there's been some pretty harsh words spoken from Blake about Tomac or towards Tomac. What's your take on that? And who do you think will be U.S. champion this year?
I mean, To be honest, I mean, Blake's going very fast. Eli, you can't lay down on either. I feel like Eli's just having a little trouble. He's been, has a first turn accidents or whatever, the cause may be. But you can't doubt Eli, man, because when that guy wins, it's a domination. It's not winning by a couple seconds. It's straight up domination. So to be honest, I don't really know much about the words.
Sure.
I kind of stay away from those ones. But
good answer.
far as everything else, I think you never can lay down on anybody. I'm sure Anderson is going to come in there and pop through it. It's early. Yeah. It's early, man. And
well, Marco wants to know who will be champion this year. You got it?
Just real quick.
I think Eli. I think Eli.
You still think he'll come through?
I think, yeah. Yeah. I believe so.
All right, and final question from me, really, really fast. If you had the opportunity to ride one of the European rounds of the FIM GP Motocross World Championship, would there be a particular track or a country that you'd like to go and race?
Well, if he said Loma has more deeper sand than this, so it's not Loma.
Gatorback, about 2 hours from the house.
I was going to say, Gatorback. How about that one?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll attend to that one.
That's in the western corner of Europe. So maybe we'll see you there at the end of the season.
Yeah, let's hope so.
All right. Well, Malcolm
I'll
Stewart.
definitely be attending to it. I may not race, but I'll be there.
All right. Well, look, Malcolm Stewart, thanks for dropping by and seeing us. Before we catch up with our final guest, though, let's see what happened in Russia. Here's MXGP highlights from race 2 weeks ago. MXGP race 2. And over on the right-hand side, it was the number 461 Monster Energy Yamaha of Roman Fevre, who cut across everybody to grab his third foxhole shot of the year. Jeffrey Hurlings went down in turn 1, and it was Anstey who came out in second. Clement Desau just in there as well, but as they charged up the hill for the first time, Desau had got himself into second and gave chase to the Monster Energy Yamaha rider. Tonus was 4th, Paul Ann on the 21 was 5th in the opening stages of the race. Jeffrey Hurlings, after picking himself up at turn 1, fell twice more. This one the most serious of the two, but he picked himself up and just kept plugging away in search of those vital championship points. Fevre made mistakes. Desau on the Kawasaki was able to close in. And all the while, Anstey was watching over both riders as once again Tonus fell, this time from 4th. Anstey rode his luck and the advertising boards, but managed to keep it upright in 3rd for much of the race. Roman Fevre would open a gap on his Monster Energy Yamaha, but then he would get held up. And he was able to keep Desau at bay. But how much longer could the Frenchman last at the head of the field? Mistakes from both riders allowed them to concertina to and fro. Kai Rowley, well, he was in 8th place and struggling in the deep, heavy conditions. It was becoming more of an enduro in the closing stages of the race. It really was survival of the fittest. Jeffrey Hurlings parked his KTM down the inside of Max Nagel. That put the Bullet up into 10th place with about a handful of laps to go. And as it was about to be lapped, Roman Fevre ran into the back of the 3-time MX2 champion and lost the lead with 3 laps to go. Desau passed him and was the new leader of the race. Fevre remounted in 2nd, and that race win went begging. Despite the messages of calm from his pit crew, Roman Fevre continued to battle on. He did bring his Yamaha home in 2nd ahead of the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna number 21, Gauthier Paulin. But in the closing stages of the race, Tony Cairoli threw his Red Bull KTM down. Bob Rochef went through, and so too did Jeffrey Hurlings. And that would be enough to get Hurlings on the podium at the end of the Grand Prix. But a stunning display of riding from Clement Desau in race 2 meant that for the 2nd Grand Prix running, he stood on the top step of the podium. France 2 weeks ago, and now here in Russia, Hurlings and Paulin joined him on the podium here in Russia. But Cairoli, he had a 50-point lead coming into this Russian Grand Prix. He left it 47 points clear, but Desau is now 2nd in the title race. Paulin is 3rd, but a great Grand Prix for Clement Desau. Well, that was Russia 2 weeks ago, and what a muddy mess it was. Completely different to what we've got here today, folks. But our final guest, Jose Butron, Marchetti Racing Team. Jose Butron, Marchetti Racing Team KTM, is in here with us now. And welcome to Italy. Jose, just past the halfway stage. 16th in the championship standings. Are you happy with that, or should you be higher than that, do you think?
No, I was struggling a little bit at the beginning of the season.
Mamma mia.
Yeah. But now I got the reading again.
Yeah.
I did top 10 in France.
Yeah.
I have been training very hard in Holland with my trainer John van den Berg. Yeah, you know, I have no factory bike, no factory contract, but I fight till the end. I'm going to fight till the end of this season. Yeah, I'm happy when I can ride on the top 10 with my team and with my bike and just training. I'm very happy about it is going the last few races.
When you look at the results, 6 motos, you haven't scored points. So obviously you need to be more consistent as well. What do you put the problem down to?
Exactly. I struggling in Indonesia on the mat.
Yeah.
In Russia also I took 0 points. But yeah, motocross, the MXGP season is very long. Many races, 19 I think we have this year, and a lot of up and downs. Yeah, it's not easy to be up there, to be consistent for one long season. But I'm trying my best like I did on the past and like I do always.
Well, one thing that has been a standout of the year for you, it's been a bit of a negative in a way here, was your incident with Tim Kaiser in Latvia.
Yes.
You talk us through that, give us your perspective on that.
Yeah, it was a race. I felt very good. I took podium here in 2013. I think I was second on the start, and yeah, one corner before I almost passed him right here. I tried to pass him, was not possible, and then in this braking bank he go on the outside, and I just went outside. I think he didn't expect I was inside. Yeah, I think it's motocross accident. Many people talk about this, but I was like no aggressive. You can see also from Bobrishev GoPro, I was like no aggressive.
Yeah, from the first look, you can't see that there's actually 2 lines that come together in that turn, right?
Exactly.
And then from your perspective, there was an inside line.
Exactly.
That came
from the TV camera, there is 2 lines, one inside, one outside. And he go on the outside. In the last moment I brake, I cut to the inside, and he didn't expect I was inside. So, and I almost crashed. I don't want to crash because I was second. For me, it's stupid to make aggressive move, and I crashed. For me, yeah, I'm sorry because I'm fans or team. He's a very good rider, very good person, and I think it is like motocross accident. I see in America many people on GP. It is because Tim Kaiser, but I fight for 15 places, 14, 10 places, and also we hit each other. Not so aggressive, but I think this is like motocross and just let it go. No problem.
Well, you did say you made a good start in that race, but starts have been letting you down, haven't they? You're not really a fan of the new grille, are you? We were talking about this in Russia.
No.
What don't you like about the new grille?
The new grille is good. It's nice because sometimes on the second moto we are tired. So tired, my legs is like. And we have to prepare like with the boots, with the knee braces. We have to prepare the gate, nice. Stay like 15 minutes preparing. Now you just go to the gate 5 minutes before, choose your line, and go. Yeah, but my system before was like rolling a little bit, and counting and rolling a little bit to make good start already with the clutch. I lose the clutch before, but now it's not possible. I have to start from 0, from completely stop to just go, and that system now we are finding the way to do it better, but it took time for me to make good starts.
Well,
just really quickly now.
Good start would be the key, but what would be a good result for you here this weekend at Tobiano?
For me, I think top 10 is very good result. I did podium this winter on the International Italia. Tony was third, Cairoli. Van Horebeek, I was 3 in front of Febre and Bobrishev, a lot of factory riders. I'm riding with a standard bike, just the suspension and the exhaust. KTM is very good standard bike, and I like it very much. But for sure, I never test a factory bike, but I think a factory bike is like one step more in front.
Well, good you mentioned that. Final question, really, really quickly. Social media, MX Justin says, do you think you could be a regular finisher inside the top 10 with an official bike, a factory bike? But are you not able to reach that with your current bike?
I think for sure factory bike helps you to get results, to feel more comfortable. And my bike is good. I just one of that guy like are between the factories and just always on the middle of the standing. Yeah. But my goal is to finish all the races on the top 10 to get a factory contract for next year. Is my goal.
Okay, well, Jose Butron, thanks for joining us here today.
All
the best for the rest of the season. But we are out of time here. Don't forget, you can join us on MXGP TV all day today for the MX2 qualifying race at 4:25, MXGP qualifying race at 5:10. Of course, we'll welcome the pleasure of your company for those races and, of course, everything live tomorrow. Thanks to all our guests, of course, Jose, to Jeff, to Malcolm, to Dirk, and to Brian. Enjoy your weekend. It's going to be a hot one here, folks. I'm not sure what the weather's doing over there, but if you're inside, it doesn't really matter, does it? Enjoy your weekend.